Hi there and welcome to this week's Golf Equipment Q&A. I'm Valerie Melvin, I'm here with Frank Thomas and we're in the Frankly Frog Putting Studio here in Orlando, Florida, where it's our mission to help you improve your putting. Want to improve your putting? This is where you come.
Right.
Question from Greg this week, which is more related to the long game, I suppose, Frank, but he wanted to know the difference between fairway woods, hybrids and long irons.
Greg, it's a common question. A lot of people have been confused by the whole concept, and you wanted to really know about the differences and distances between the similar clubs. Well, what's happened is we've been having irons which are some forgiving and they've got cavity backs, etc. Then we introduced what we had called the hybrid, and the hybrid, as you can see, has a bigger head, which means it's got a higher moment of inertia, and the center of gravity is further back, and so this particular club is going to hit the ball a little higher than the iron club, and because it's such a large head, it's going to be very much more forgiving. But at the same time, it is a little longer than the length of the club is a little longer than the iron by about 1.5 inches or so. Now we have the fairway wood, which we've seen, and you can see it is even bigger than the hybrid. It has a center of gravity further back, but this club is about 1.5 inches to 2 inches, maybe even more than the hybrid. And so now we have and yet the lofts of all these three clubs are about the same. So what's happened is and I absolutely recommend you substitute your long irons with the hybrids, and then you'll have to match them up for yourself, because these clubs, even though they have the same loft, are going to hit the ball a little further, but unfortunately because of the extra length they're not going to be quite as accurate. The fairway woods, right. And so those are the basic differences, and you're going to have to look at them yourself, Greg. Find out which clubs you need for each specific distance and or a specific shot.
Yeah, the trajectory is important, isn't it?
The trajectory on the woods, fairway woods, is a little higher than that of the hybrids, but the hybrids themselves are very much more forgiving. I absolutely recommend you do that. The other question he had was on putters, wasn't it?
Yep. Centre shafted. What's your view on centre shafted putters, Frank?
Greg, I'm an advocate of the centre shafted putter. We've been convinced somehow or other that these sort of putters are very good and toe down in their balancing. They're good, but they're very good for superstars. Somebody who's really good and doesn't make mistakes. Whereas the mallet head putter, and I think Greg was interested in the frog. The mallet head putter, center shafted, is face balanced. Its center of gravity is way down at the bottom portion over here, in line with the center of the face and the shaft. That allows it to do that. So it's very forgiving, and they're becoming very much more popular, the center shafted club. But at the same time, you can get the heel shafted, but also face balance, because the shaft axis goes directly through the center of gravity, that particular plane, so you can get that. And then it becomes personal preference. You can see a little bit more of the head when you're looking down at the heel mounted than the center. But the center shaft, it seems to be becoming very much more popular and intuitively a little bit more symmetrical.
Yeah.
So that's it. So that's all I have today on the hybrids and the putters.
Yep, we had a few different clubs in the bag there that we discussed. So hopefully that's helped you, and we look forward to chatting to you next week.
And until then,
may the frog be with you.
Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit.
Find your frog at franklyfrog.com.
Ribbit.